feel your presence. I have waited years for this. Souls were taken here. We must stop this.
Please stand by for next transmission in 5 seconds.
Radio Nostalgia from Mars.
You're tuned to Radio Nostalgia from Mars. Breathe easy, kick back, and reminisce.
Take my hand, explain to me this project called humanity. Don't let go while on this ride. There will be no surprise. All I know is that we shouldn't be sad when we think of the road ahead. Take my hand, we're almost there.
Well, that brings us to the end of the show. It's been a pleasure to take your hand. And remember, no matter how cramped and stuffy we feel, there's always a breath of fresh air in our memories of blue skies.
Welcome to Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. A non-stop, heart-pounding, kill everything that moves action brawler with co-op. The story. Dark Alliance takes place in the frigid world of Icewind Dale. You might need to take a sweater. You will explore varied and iconic locations in the frozen north, including Calvin's Cairn, this is it, the Hinterlands, and Dwarven Valley. Here lies the ancient and powerful Crystal Shard. If it falls into the wrong hands, darkness could blanket this realm. So naturally this power attracts legendary monsters, and they've formed a Dark Alliance. They've set aside their differences to capture the Shard and its powers. You and your party are the only ones standing in their way. So you're quite important. The party. This is Drizzt. He's fast, he's powerful, he's got 2 Z's in his name, and as a trick he does at parties sometimes, he can summon this big gal. Catty Bree. Ranged or up close, she's in control of the battlefield. I wish I could do that. Wolfgar. He's the muscle. Big hammer. Big power. Big everything? Who's to say? Bruna, the protector. Look at his resplendent beard. He can take a beating, but he'll give one back. The combat. In Dark Alliance, combat is everything. Each hero has over 50 moves and abilities to unlock, which is only slightly more than myself. I have 49 and a half. If you think that sounds too hardcore, it's not for me. Don't worry, we've created an emergent combat system that will easily have your character switching between the most epic attacks in the game. Whoa. 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 Of course, if you do want to get hardcore, and who doesn't sometimes, there's a lot to master. You have light, heavy, and special attacks that can be chained together into powerful combos. Ooh, glad that's not me. And you have dodges, parries, and counters to defend against the hordes of enemies. I'm just going to warn you though, these attacks and counters deplete your stamina, which you definitely don't want to run out of mid-combat. Trust me, I've done it, it's embarrassing. Then there are more powerful abilities and ultimates that deplete your ultimate meter. That gets filled the better you do in combat. There's also attacks like empowered strikes, which can deal devastating critical damage on a successful hit. The enemies. Look at these a-holes right here. I bet they didn't get enough hugs as baby goblins. Throughout your journey, you're going to run into over 30 different enemy types. And of course, if you're fighting minions, that means there's bosses. Big bosses. Huge bosses, which is like big bosses, but bigger. Probably some bosses that are always called without texting first. Even new bosses being added throughout the year that I haven't even seen yet. Take on any boss in the army in any order you want, although I'd start with this one because he threw mud at me. The gear. What's D&D without loot to grab, collect, and make your own? As you level up your character, you can level up your gear, decking out your hero at base camp before each mission. Your loot will range from common all the way up to legendary status. And there's no microtransaction here. If you want the best gear, you need to earn it one battle at a time, the way my grandmother did. The co-op. You can absolutely take on this adventure on your own. But sometimes stabbing evil creatures with pointy weapons is just more fun to do with friends. It's a well-loved social activity. Dark Alliance was made to be played with others, so you can jump into a quick play or make a custom game all your own. When you play together, you unlock new attacks and abilities for your team. Each hero has a unique way to trigger team attacks. Ha ha ha! Wow, that looked very intense. And everyone has their own special attack, dealing out devastating damage. But be warned, the bigger your team gets, the tougher the monsters become. Well, we hope you enjoyed hearing about Dark Alliance. And remember, if you find yourself in possession of the crystal shard that gives you ultimate power, because it happens, try not to be a dick about it. Dungeons and Dragons, Dark Alliance.
We're stuck in this wreck until everybody learns the rules. Yep, all of them. Rule number 1. Certain weapons work better on certain monsters. Learn it or die. Oh, option B then. Rule number 2. Use turrets to protect that unstable dust bomb we call the crystal. Because it's their catnip. And if it goes, you go. Yep, just like that. Rule number 3. Watch your squad. Even if you've got the guns, the turrets, and the crystal, you can't do everything by yourself. If you fight alone, you die alone. Together again. And rule number 4? Well, if you've got all that going, but you still can't win, you gotta change the squad. Tag team. I'm in.
The tarnished will soon return, guided by grace once lost. The Golden Order is broken to its core.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame.
They will fight, and they will die. In an unending curse. For how else is a champion or a lord to be born?
Lowly tarnished, playing as a lord. I command thee now.
Brandish the Elden Ring. For all of us.
Hola, cyber friends. I'm Bruce Campbell. You know me as Ash Williams, the dude who saved the world from evil. I'm here to bring you the lowdown on the upcoming Evil Dead the game. You and your friends will team up as classic Evil Dead heroes to live the nightmare. You'll use savage finishing moves or tear evil a new one. Or, if you're not into the whole save the world thing, we have another option. You can play as the vile Kandarian demon itself. But who would want to do that? He'd be a dick. With the power of possession in your arsenal, you'll scare those goody two-shoes to death. Literally, you can do that if you're a dick. Whether you choose the path of evil or righteousness, you'll be throwing down in places you've seen before. You'll collect pages of the Necronomicon, uncover Nobi's lost tapes, and track down other legendary artifacts. When you've grabbed enough, you'll use a spell to send the Kandarian son of a bitch back to the hellhole it came from. Soon you'll experience the horror yourself, but for now I'll leave you with this thought. It was no accident that Ash always wore brown pants.
I'll spoil those good.
An experiment unexpectedly revealed the resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Download for free now.
The Lost Ark is now but a myth. A relic from the half-remembered Chain War. But now, our world has been torn once again. The demons have returned. With roaring destruction and waking nightmares. Now, out of hope, we turn to myths to prove that not all is lost.
I'm gonna clean this off because it's like fingerprint prone.
What's that?
What?
The screen?
Just the back.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, you can't use Clorox on screens, homie. Man, come on, that's sacrilege.
Justin, do you see it? We did that stuff.
What happened?
Do you see the message?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
My heart rejoices to see us all together as sisters and brothers. You were all summoned here to proclaim your allegiance to the gods. That was the agreement, and you have stood by your word. The faithful need not be afraid. We who have been blessed by the gods will prove the power of our faith to the doubtful. The unfaithful are no more. They brought the wrath of the gods upon themselves. Do you understand? They are to blame. But we're still together. Everyone who matters is all right. As for the others, we must hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Sight of the school gates, the scent of a leather-bound book, the faint clatter of knights jousting. Well, I can't say I remember that part, though it wasn't like this in my day. You see, campuses are forever changing. Nowadays, education has to be fun. It can't be all work and no play, and quite right too. Frankly, the results speak for themselves. Academia has never been more appealing, more dynamic, more whatever this is. Today's campus is a place to live and a place to learn. Finely crafted by the sharpest minds that money can buy. Though sometimes you still can't get the staff. Yes, Yes, these days it really does feel as though anything is possible. Two-Point Campus. Class is in session 2022.
An ancient horror has awoken from its slumber and is hungry for blood. Shall we see how many have fallen into shadow?
Satellite sweeps of the war zone have uncovered what appears to be an underground storage facility. But I strongly suspect it's where chemical weapons are hidden, so we need to move fast.
Ready to go dark.
To descend into the unknown alone is extremely brave.
Man out, hold fire.
Or extremely foolish.
We're gonna psy-op this shit.
Brothers in arms, or will it be a case of each man for himself?
Down, get down! They're up on the ridge! Return fire!
You teeter on the edge of an abyss. Your survival depends on the choices you make. They will be as a compass, guiding you through the unknown.
Where on God's green earth have we landed?
What nightmare have these luckless souls fallen into?
You keep lookout.
Lookout? Lookout for what?
One by one, their lights will be snuffed out. Unless you can find the means to save them. Trapped beneath the earth, swallowed
You have to move, let's go.
by the void. Will you find the path to salvation? Or be lost in the darkness forever?
You want no fate, all I do is rage. I go berserk, better run away, cause I'm out the cage. I go to work, I got the flame, I bring that pain. I leave them burnt, but this ain't no race, we ain't the same. I come in first, I go to work, I go to work. Watch how I burst and leave them hurt. I go berserk, like fucking jerks, I go to work, I go to work. Watch how I burst and leave them hurt. I go to work, you jerks, I go to work.
Far up in the skies, you can see the towers of madness. We must open the third gate to give access to the moon once more. We do this unwillingly, but we must.
Hello? Nessa! Liu! Help! Lance! Get on! Thanks. No problem. Stick together and let's do this. Is this a disco?
This I do not like.
I can use some help! Hit your pulse!
This is not good. This is not good.
What if we open the doors and run? Just run. No stopping, no shooting, just straight to the bridge.
Get that flasher!
Heavy.
Really? We call them tanks.
I call them brutes. From Latin, Brutus.
We'd sound smart calling them brutes.
Eon, you don't want to get in here and help name these? Nah, I'm good.
Brute!
I tried to warn you. Ever since I discovered Emperor Leovic's secret. Darkness is coming. But nobody listened. Well, are you listening now? Daedric cultists strike from the shadows. They serve Mehrunes Dagon, the Prince of Destruction. And they're after Dagon's ultimate weapon, the Four Ambitions. We can't let them succeed. Whatever happens next, it's in your hands. The gates of oblivion are open.
This is my opposition.
For Summer Game Fest, we have a special announcement for you. That the console version of Sky Children of the Light would arrive to Nintendo Switch on June 29th. And the Little Prince season would start soon after on July 6th. Enjoy the game.
Once upon a time, our lands teemed with creatures great and small. The beauty of the worlds was unrivaled. The people thrived and lived in harmony with the land around them. But this harmony was not to last. Slowly, without much notice, the withering was creeping out from the darkness. Once it took hold, there was little that could be done. Our lands were overrun, and all that was cherished disappeared before us. But all was not lost. One young, brave soul stayed behind. With support from their friends and with boundless determination, this young soul seeks out a way to push back the withering and bring life back to our world. Grow, Song of the Evertree.
Greetings, thrill seekers. This is the Riders Ridge, the Republic's stomping ground. From here, you can meet like-minded riders, manage your career, learn to nail those wild moves, stay stylish, share your creations with the Republic, stay on top of the latest news, and take up some ferocious multiplayer action like Free-for-All or Tricks Battle, our 6 vs 6 team competition. So, here's how it works. Performing big tricks on the modules will turn them from red to blue, and every trick that you stomp will contribute to your team's overall score. You still with me? Okay. When your team has turned all the modules blue, you capture that district, which will help multiply your score into the big time. Progress, progress, progress. To unlock more content, you gotta earn those stars. So, if you want to be the boss of your own career, the world's most famous competitions are waiting for you. Go get it! Now, Some might say the best parts of the Republic can be found in the city playground. We've got modules that you can slay for days. Maybe you're all about living on the edge. Either way, to progress, you gotta earn those stars. Having the right rig is important too. And we've all got our preferences. All right, I get it. Sometimes you just want to explore and bathe in nature. That's right. Everything you do counts. Getting those stars means more rad to be had, and the Republic will abide. There's always something awesome to do as you reach new milestones and unlock more challenges. Ha ha ha! It's the Red Bull Joyride, people. It's infamous. It's spectacular. It's the biggest stage of slopestyle mountain biking. And guess what? You can play it versus your friends. There is so much more. More stunts. More sports. More events. Just more, okay? And a natural outdoor playground for you and your friends to enjoy, any way that you want. When we say fun with everyone, we mean it. Look at all these riders. Does this speak to you? Then don't miss out on mass races. Woo! The Republic awaits you, rider. See you soon.